Hello and welcome to Monster Boy Doctor. This is a boys love visual novel that was made for this year's Yaoi Game Jam, and we're going to play a doctor that caters to monster boys? I don't know, let's just start. There are things about your loved ones that you don't understand after they are long gone. You see, for the major part of my tiresome life, I believed that my grandfather, the late and great Honoro Komatsu, ran a pet clinic. Him running a pet clinic isn't far away from the truth, but it isn't exactly near to it either. Think of it like that meme. Two Nikos sitting in a hot tub 5 feet apart because they are not gay. Just like that meme, my grandfather was in the hot tub with the concept of running a pet clinic, but it was not like he was making it out in a hot steamy bath. The latter is a concept that I still don't understand. Like, aren't you supposed to get clean in water? Which idiotic, maniacal, garbage-loving and single-digit IQ couple thought, what if our body fluids floated all on this pool of water, which will take like ages to clean? Such a nice idea. Revolutionary even. When they are banging in their jacuzzi, they will scream loud and clear, "Viva la pool sex!" What? Anyway, coming back to the point. If I have to put it lightly without wasting much of your time, my love for pets stemmed from me seeing my grandfather handle puppies, cats, rabbits, dragons, and all other kinds of animals. Okay. There was something special about seeing these voiceless creatures be thankful from their eyes when healed. It made me gravitate towards them a little. Speaking creatures like humans and monsters, they can tell when something is wrong. Even if they don't speak the same language, there is a certain understanding in every variant of a humanoid creature that makes us understand what the other is going through. But animals, they really can't. Half the time, poor stable mouths don't even know what is happening to them. Of course, I grew up with the belief that I would inherit this veterinarian clinic from my grandfather, so I started learning everything I could for my job. From how to handle a dog who had swallowed stuff — there are different methods of pulling out an object stuck in a dog's throat, depending if it's sharp or not — to how to deal with a cat suffering from hair loss due to OCD. Yes, cats have OCD. To all the way to how to perform an anal surgery on a Loch Ness. Never said everything that I learned was pleasant. I studied them all before I even graduated high school. And of course, when it came time to go to college, I knew that what my major and minor would be. However, my grandfather had other plans. You see, he had put a certain imposition on me that I needed to learn every kind of medical concept, from humans to monsters to pets. His reasoning was that a doctor is a doctor, and he doesn't discriminate between creatures, whether they can speak or not. Now that I think about it, it was a great foreshadowing. Motherfucker raised me after my mother's death. For those wondering, my father never came back with the milk, and he was adamant about this, so I didn't have the heart to say no. What I also didn't have was a heart to waste his money. I could have easily skipped all the classes related to monster biology and hung out with Jared in the arcade and played House of the Bed. But I was so scared of wasting a single penny that the old man put towards my education that I became a bookworm. There was only one time that I bunked a class, went to the mall, then skateboarding, then sneaked all the way into some rich dude's costume party, and went to a party and had anonymous sex with a masked man, but that was it. A hangover one time was enough for me. Learning human medical treatments weren't that bad, and I was half expert in all the Why is that so hard to say? veterinary stuff already. But goddamn was monster biology hard. Like, cat boys came in 15 different races, not to mention the cat-frog boy hybrid. God be damned if some poor medical student who is not a cat-frog hybrid has to learn about the 7 different variations of a cat-frog hybrid. Okay, weird. How does that even... Okay, no. Let's not ask questions that we don't want the answers to. Heck, 5 of the students there were cat-frog hybrids, and even they were fucking confused on 90% of the stuff. No wonder it took so many years for a doctor to get a license to operate on a monster, despite them sharing characteristics with humans, including the same reproductive organs. Glad we made that point clear. Okay, so coming back to the point after that overly long medical rant, I somehow graduated. Instead of starting work in my grandfather's clinic, I became an assistant doctor at the New Borg Serpentine Hospital, the world's 11,203rd best hospital. There, I grinded myself for 2 fucking years, taking on human and monster patients one by other. It sure was fun. So imagine, 4 months ago, my grandfather called me and told me that in 4 months I could come back to my hometown and inherit the veterinary clinic that I always wanted to run. Who would have known? That I would return in 2, and that for his funeral. According to my grandfather's partner, he died of natural causes in his sleep. So there wasn't much pain, which is good, I guess. And as a last sign of victory, he died at the age of 69, pronounced dead at 4:20 a.m. For the last 2 months I was taking care of all the family business that my grandfather left behind. Today was supposed to be the day when I inherited the pet clinic. Everything was supposed to transition smoothly, so you may be wondering, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, but I didn't know... Like, at least we're not going in blind. And as in we already know about monster care. Oh well. Pick up your slimy bastard. Hello, Zaru. Uncle, you guessed pretty well, eh? Half expected for you to call me. You see... Yeah, where are you? Where are you, cunt? Okay, Zaru, I want to be there with you. Then why aren't you here, you stupid My house is stuck in a snowstorm. Okay, hold up, wait a minute. Brenda, stop playing with your hamster. What? No. No. Hamsters don't come to Amsterdam, that's a myth. Stop trying to teach it Dutch, eh? Yeah, Zaru, sorry about that. No problem. But uncle... yeah, okay, so I wanted to be there with you on your first day to ease the shock, but I'm serious when I say I am stuck in a snowstorm. My house is covered in snow. Outside it's like fucking thundering snow or something because... Fuck, is it snowing? Anyway, I cannot make it, so let me give you the bottom line. First, the generator is almost out of fuel, but I've already placed the order for more fuel. And it might arrive anytime today. Second, yes, there is actually a mouse inside the facility that we are trying our damned hardest to find, but just can't seem to find, so be wary of that little fucker. So, until now, you may be wondering what went wrong. Well, here it is. And third, yes, we operate on monsters as well. To catch up on my day, I woke up at 5 and immediately read a chapter from the novel Under the Penis by Monster Boy. It is supposed to be a sarcastic erotic novel. Don't judge me. I enjoy homosexual eroticism of humorous variety, and there is a certain class to it that exceeds the monogamous nature of most erotic novels. Then I shat at the toilet at 5:45, brushed my teeth 5:55, bathed at 6, got ready and ate breakfast by 7, and left for the clinic at 7:15. There, I had a shocking revelation that my grandfather's clinic was illegally seeing/operating on monsters without a license at 8, when I saw a line worth of wolf grandmas, antelope boys, elephant girls, and many other humanoid monsters waiting in line. Quite a morning, isn't it? Okay, it's not as bad as it seems. Uh-huh. Look, technically speaking, both me and your grandfather did a degree on monster medications and biology, and neither did you. So there is nothing, immoral about it. Huh, okay. This reminds me of a song that went somewhat like this, feed me bullshit, feed me bullshit, feed me more bullshit. I don't know that song. And we did apply for a license 4 years ago. We wish to make it completely legible. However, in wait a minute. Brenda, no. Stop trying to teach a hamster how to make a hamburger. Hamburgers are not called hamburgers because they are cooked by hamsters. Poor little fella would roast himself in the pan. Sorry. Zaro, where was I? You applied for a license 4 years ago? Ah, yeah, about that. We never heard from those fuckers. Like, not even a no or a sorry. And you can't even reapply for a license when one is in due process. Uncle, can I be frank a little? Sure, go ahead. You know, at worst this can land us in jail, and at best our licenses can get revoked. Look, kid, hear me out, okay? Your grandfather did things for a reason. He wouldn't have started Operation on Monsters if it wasn't necessary. This is a snowy little town, and the nearest monster clinic is 40 to 50 miles away. How much petrol would a poor little cat boy had to burn in order to get his tetanus checked, only to wait in line for 4 hours in a crowded city clinic? That is good and all, but your grandfather did what he did because he cared for everyone equally. Just because he was put in front of a pet clinic doesn't mean he never cared for other species. He was a hard worker and loved all creatures equally. I understand that, but... Look, Zaru, if you don't want to work on humans and monsters, it's your choice. Tomorrow onwards, I will handle them and you can look towards the pets if you want. But for today, cover up for me. Okay. And one more thing, remember the puppy you rescued from the street? Yeah. Don't forget to change his oxygen tank. And considering it will snow heavily today, there might be a power outage. Make sure to push the generator. If you have any problem with the generator, tell Mooncore. He will do it for you. Got it. Okay, kid, I know it's still hard for you, but know that... Brenda, stop giving your hamster a hammer. Stop your fake crying. Your crying is hammier than the hamster himself. I bet I couldn't complain much, but... Get started, I guess. The fuck was that? I'm a bit confused, but okay. Let's just get to working, I guess. You see, my stomach has been aching since last year. Did you take something in your diet that you shouldn't have? I ate a lot of ants. Ants? Oh, not the ants again. No, that's par for your diet. Did you eat something else as well? I ate, more ants. We're going to be here for a while, aren't we?
You see, my trunk has been blocked since last night. I can't understand why.
Well, Mom, it's winter time. Things like that happen. Now, if you allow me to check your trunk...
Oi! I am not letting you check my arse.
No, no, ma'am, your literal trunk. The one which is blocked.
Don't shave for wearing anal beads. People can have kinks, you know.
Ma'am, which trunk of yours is blocked?
My trunk. Stupid.
Okay, yeah, that's not really a fun job, is it? Ah, you are Zaru, right? Yes, ma'am. Ah, the last time I saw you, you were this tiny. Ma'am, we literally met at the funeral. We did? Yes, ma'am. You said the exact same things there as well. Oh my, I am getting old. Well, how can I help? I am going home. Ma'am? Ma'am? So, I came here alone because I didn't want to scare my mom. It's alright, you can tell me anything. I have pimples. Does it mean I have cancer? No. But what if it is cancer? Does it mean I die? No, kid, it's just pimples. You won't die. Probably. What do you mean by probably? I think that was it. That was not it. Who are you? I am the night nurse. Where's your uncle? He's not my uncle, I just call him... who are you again? I am the night nurse, not your ear doctor. Hey, mind that tone. Whatever. He cannot make it, his house is covered in snow. I will give it tomorrow then. As sure as hell I'm not giving it to you. What? What are you going to give him? Just try not to mind, Doctor. His eye scanned my nameplate. The fabled grandson. Look, either talk to me properly or get the fuck out here. Won't do either, but there is another patient out there. Hey, is the doctor free yet? God damn it. Hello. Hiya. Ooh. Wait. I didn't know I was meeting Dr. Hottie this winter. Kind of out of season. Just when I thought I had enough cartoon caricatures for the day. Hello there, please take a seat. I will be there in a minute. And you? Moonco. Is that your real name? The full name is Mooney Gray Ferdinand, but if you can pay attention to my previous introductory statement, stick to Moonco and we won't have a bar fight erupting in this clinic. What is the problem with this guy? Yoo-hoo! It's the doctor! Sorry, I'm coming right now. That's what he said. There was this awkward silence after he said that. Neither me nor Moonco said anything to address that last joke this new fellow made. It was clear attempt at humor, keyword attempt. It wasn't technically humor though. For something to be branded humor, the following statement should be humorous. It wasn't. It was the lamest use of a template joke used 1,000,000 times. Was it that lame? What? Total silence upon an obviously obvious joke. Now your partner right there is Miley's certified emo, so his entire personality can be summarized into I go against every established trope. Like if the GPS was telling me to go straight, I would take a sharp right turn and fall into the pits of hell just so I can keep the established pillars of my anti-establishment pillars. But you are a somewhat normal dude. Got a job, is pretty good looking, like raw and all, and most of all, you are a doctor. Normal people, even when confronted with the lamest jokes, would give a chuckle. Now, a virgin is a virgin, so they chuckle at everything. The reason for that is they never knew the pain of not having sex because they never had sex. The asexuals, while preferring to joke more about dungeons and arrogance, would chuckle a bit on the lamest sexual term just so they don't hurt your feelings. You thought, while seemingly normal, was quite not taken by the joke. You see, what in the kink is not adjacent to behavior towards a dirty joke. A lack of kink or even basic vanilla experience is adjacent to one's behavior on that particular topic, given that sexuality or age is not accounted for. Now, 1 year without the stuff brings a minor chuckle, even though inside you are craving. 2 years also chuckle, but inside you are burning. 3 years and you only produce a minor chuckle while gritting your teeth as if you are chewing tobacco. Have you chewed tobacco? No? Why the alligator fuck am I replying? Good, you shouldn't. Now let's pace it up. 4 years you just start crying. Tears come out because something else can't. Tissue paper falls everywhere and you are jacking off to the lowest common denominator of a porn. Sir, this is a clinic. Though I do remember, for some reason, being into medieval boot polisher gay sex 2 years ago. 5 and you just become an empty shell. The lights go out and the jokes don't face you at all. You just sit there, wondering and feeling old, realizing if you are going to die at the age of 70, then that means you have only 7 decades of a life. You can't do anything for the first decade and a half because puberty hadn't kicked in yet. Then the next half a decade you fight it off because you want to do all the stuff you are when you are a legal adult. And high school academic pressure really gets to you. Emos would rather teach you arithmetic than proper sex education. What? So that's 2 decades out of 5 that is gone. Now you haven't had sex for half a decade more, that's 25 years of your life. Or more specifically, 2.5 decades. Now people tend to get old after 50, so they barely have sex for the next 2 decades and start shifting their focus towards tending to plants, reading classic novels and listening to the music of their time while shitting on their contemporaries. So you equate those 2 decades out of your life. So the 5 years come to this dastardly conclusion that they spent half a decade of their sexually productive youth by not having sex, which brings existential crisis. Was that your idea of speeding up? Because to be honest, it feels like you doubled down. I am just coming to a conclusion. Come first. Do you want me to come faster? I will give you that. That was actually funny. No, it was not. Comedy and preferences for big sausage rolls are subjective to tastes. And you're back to being lame again. Hey, Dr. Prodigy, want me to kick this idiot out? Brain not working. Too much work. Brain overloaded. Innuendos everywhere. Can't escape. Can't forget. Watch. Pizza, 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 pizza. Hey, doctor, you alright? Ice cream. I want ice cream. Doctor? Breathing is fun. Too much overload. Air is pleasant. Too much overload. Information, information, information. Like a bad RPG. Too much lore dump and too little time. Anyway, coming back to the point, you see, what our dear beloved doctor here exhibited was a 6-year experience. Why, you may ask? Well, it comes down to a simple, legitimate theory of a boiling cooker. You see, after the existential crisis of the 5th, the 6th year start becoming kind of angry towards it. It's like a reverse stage of grief before the normal stages of grief. Kind of like a circle. The first 180 degree is like going against the concept, and the circle from 181 degree to the 360 degree gives in to the concept. The concept here is stages of grief in relation to sexual experiences between sexually active individuals. The 181 to 360 compliance of experience happens very late in stages, like 12 or 15 years without sex, but that is none to our concern. I remember that Queen of Sorrows song. How did it go? Oh yes, something like, "What is life? Nothing but a holy knife, stuck in your throat's 5, makes death a mystical wife." What is life? So, you see, 5 years afterward, the pressure cooker starts boiling and a fit of anger starts setting in. The 7th year is when you may say something back to a dirty joke, maybe or maybe not in a mile. The 6th year is a peculiar state though. It is still part of the existential arc, but also taking a step into the anger arc, so you keep all the anger inside. And just try to convince yourself that, as I may state, this was the lamest attempt at bad humor. It wasn't technically humor though. For something to be branded humor, the following statement should be humorous. This wasn't. This was the lamest use of a template joke used a million times. This snapped me out. Like, what? How the fuck can he... Read your mind? What the fuck, right? You know, I'm somewhat of a psychic myself. Huh? I'm just kidding, you big dummy. There is no such thing as a psychic. You might not know, but you carry your thoughts on your face. Can't complain though. This doctor can be exhaustive. And no sex for 6 years. Wow, that gotta be sad. Sir, do you want anything today? Ah, yes, sorry. Sometimes when I babble a lot. Anyway, as you can see, I kind of broke my leg. If you would have said this from the very beginning, then a lot of brain melting would have been avoided. Yeah, here too. Sit down, please. Aren't you writing my name in that register, you cutie? Winky face. Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. Where was the register again? It's on your table. Did you forget to eat the almonds for your sharp memory or something? I don't think I can handle a brain melt from this very interesting patient and the attitude of this shithead at once. Can you go check on the puppy, please? The senior doctors warned me about the oxygen tank running. Yeah, whatever. A puppy? Where is it? Can I see it? Can I pet it? Okay, Zaru. You have had worse patients, you can handle this. Just use the good old reliable change the subject. So, what exactly is happening at your leg? Oh, did I say leg earlier? Sorry, my bad. It is actually my foot that hurts. Can you describe the pain? I can describe more than my foot for you if you want. Patience, Zaru. Patience. Just your foot, please. Okay, let's start by, how did you get injured? Okay, so I had my nephew and sister at home, and my sister went out on a date with a girlfriend, so I was in charge of my nephew. He's in the dance team, you know, so he was practicing his moves. I decided to join him and tried to teach him a dance move I learned at elementary school, the backflip. However, I misjudged the flip, and instead of landing on my feet at a perfect 180, I landed my left foot at a more slanted angle and felt a crack in my feet. Okay, so does it make it totally difficult for you to walk, or can you a little? I would say it is like, how should I put it? Okay, so when I'm standing still, nothing hurts. It is like those bones in my feet never cracked. But as soon as I lift my feet to walk, a surge of pain runs through me. Okay, I think an X-ray might be in order. Will you hold my hand when you X-ray me? No. That's sad. Some time later. Okay, from what I see, it's not a fracture, which was highly unlikely to begin with. The bones in catboys of Variety 9 are stronger than most creatures and animals, except dragons. Well, only a doctor would know how thick our bones can be. Would you be interested in feeling them, though? Is he flirting with me? Is this the first time you notice? So you should be thankful, Mr. Ollivander. You can call me Ollie if you wish. Mr. Ollivander, you dodged a lot of hefty checks. As I said, a fracture is very uncommon in catboys, but when they do happen, the procedure is one of the costliest out there. The thing is, it is not your... Don't say bones. Don't say bones. Don't give this motherfucker a chance for an innuendo. Foot skeleton. In today's episode of Zaru Makes People Question His Degree, we see the credibility go down like an old woman pushed from the stairs with the inventive new word, foot skeleton. It is your muscles near all of your left toes that are aching. My diagnosis is that when you landed slantly, as you say, your muscles might have gotten a good old strain. So whenever you are trying to walk, you are pushing your muscles into a strain again. My advice would be to keep your foot at a plane angle for a while, considering this is not a major strain to your tendons. It is only a minor one. I will write you a cream and a tablet in case any pain surfaces out of nowhere. And... what the... I think hail just hit your window. You know, those balls of ice. I know what a hail is. Is that so? I bet you know a lot of English words that the normal public don't know. You are a doctor after all. Tell me, doctor. There is something seriously wrong with this dude. He is licking his lips as he reads my nameplate. Who the fuck in their right mind licks their lips like that reading a fucking nameplate? Kotamu, it must be tiring healing everyone, and that is alongside 6 years of no ding-a-ling-ding. As accurate as he is about my sex life, why does he keep bringing it up? Why does he keep bringing it up when it hurts so much? Isn't that what you mean to say? Huh? Look, Dr. Kotamu, I am not a bad guy. If you are feeling uncomfortable, I can stop. The last thing I want you to be is uncomfortable, but just in case you are not, I can tell you that I am free for the rest of the day. Your call. Please stop. Mood killers. Moonko, how is the puppy? The oxygen tank is good for the next 5 hours. That is good to hear.
Good to hear indeed. I want to go and give that puppy a hug, but I don't want to disrupt his sleep as well.
It's like this guy is a computer. He can only think in binaries. It is either 0 or 1. 0 being flirting and making innuendos, 1 being overly excited about puppies. I would be surprised to see any kind of new information from this fellow.
Say, doctor.
What? Why did he grab my hand out of nowhere? And why the fuck is my heart thumping?
If you let me see the puppy, I can offer you something right now. I believe it must get lonely sometimes. Working so hard, day by day. Doctors deserve love too, you know.
I don't want to talk on the internet in real life, but that's cringe. Stop it. Stop it. Stop fucking beating. Why the fuck are you beating more, you blood-pumping maniac?
I am very grateful towards doctors, you know, and I believe they too deserve private time from their public service.
Can you stop now? I'm still standing here.
Oh, someone's jealous.
Whatever.
Say, Mr. Kotamu, as open as I am about my flirting, I am very monogamous and private when it comes to private time. Would your employer mind if he leaves us alone?
Okay, our first choice. Oh dear, I'm a bit overwhelmed by all this. I'm personally not so much into the flirty types, and he's coming on way too strong. So, yeah, the options are Moonko, I think you should leave, or I am sorry. And I'll have to go with this one. Come on, Zaru, don't stoop this low. Don't fuck a patient just because you didn't have any action for a while. Or more than half a decade, to be exact. You could always just watch porn and buy a Brazilian sex doll, so control. I am sorry, but please leave my hand. He obliged faster than I expected him to. Sorry for that.
Looks like outwardly flirty ain't your type.
Yeah. It's alright. Well, I believe he is in a state where he doesn't care about types, though he has more professional qualities than I expected him to. I'm sorry, did you mean something by that? Nothing, you fucking idiot. Just get done with this fucking patient and leave. All of the staff have left except you mud-bathing ogre. This guy and his attitude, I cannot stand it anymore.
Hey, no fighting, please.
Listen here, you fucking... Excuse me for interrupting this heated conversation, but... We talking, you fucking twat? Moonko, shut the fuck up this once. Sorry, sir. How can I help? Sorry to enter so unannounced, but the patient waiting room was empty, so I entered. I am an inspection officer who has arrived here on the behalf of the Medical Association. Though, if you have some personal matters to tend to, I can enter like 5 minutes later. Inspection officer? We weren't... We always arrive unannounced because we wish to see things in their natural form. If you don't believe in my legitimacy, here is the paper and my ID. The ID and papers both look legit. Fuck. Excuse me, I may be mistaken about this, but can I ask you a question?
Yes?
I feel like I've seen you somewhere before, but can't put my finger to it.
Have you seen me somewhere before? Wait. Did you ever go on any inspection in a new Borg hospital called Serpentine?
I believe I didn't. Though, no offense, from what I have heard from my colleagues, it is a pretty mediocre one.
I can assure you that no part of that sentence offended me.
It is good to know. Anyway, I wanted to come during your operational hours, but got stuck in the snow at the outskirts of this town. The Sphinx Cat Boy, thankfully, gave me a ride.
A Sphinx Cat Boy, he says. Was by any means... What? I'm sorry, I get confused. I think there's a few typos in here sometimes. Was he by any means, was he wearing a Rescue Ranger costume and had a Dark Bolt poster at the roof of his tow truck?
A friend of yours, I believe.
Yeah, we go a long way back. He actually used to work in an arcade back in New Borg before it closed, and so I kind of helped him get a job here. Good, he seems to be distracted. Not much is given here about the operation, except for this patient and... Oh shit, the registry. Say, you may have had a long ride. Would you like some water? Moonco can prepare you a boiling one if you...
What now?
Moonco, Mr. Barney has been tired from his journey. He needs to do a lot of surveillance here, like checking beds, medicinal cabinets, medical registry, and a lot more. It's tiring work. At the best you can do is...
Hide the registry.
Hide the registry. Hide the fucking registry. Bring him some boiling water and put it by this table. The table where the registry is kept. Catch the hint, you unshaving furry fuck.
Oh. Well, whatever. Would you like your water mildly boiled or boiled like a volcano?
You...
Kind of lukewarm would be nice.
Thumb sucking.
Okay, wait for 2 minutes or so. I will be back.
Idiot! So, Saru, I think I should go now. Yeah. Hold up. Why is he calling me by my first name? Wait a minute. He is standing there by the registry. I will be taking my manuscript with me then. Manuscript? Hold up. He's holding the registry. I will give it to Moonco later for editing. See ya! Okay, see you later, Ollie.
Your boyfriend seems nice.
He's not...
Ah, don't worry. In big hospitals, wives and husbands show up all the time after working hours. It's fine. Your clinic won't be rated for such a menial thing. Anyway, coming to...
Ow. And just like that, with another strain at Ollie's tendons, the registry fell on the floor. And he was doing us a solid there. Ah, pity.
Oh, let me help you with that.
Of course. I will spare you the drama that happened next. But let me tell you, I should have gotten up and snatched the registry and given it to Ollie at the earliest convenience. I should have stopped the inspection officer from getting up. Heck, even after he picked it up and read the names on that patient registry, I should have hit him with a... I don't know, a shovel or something?
Hide his body somewhere in this cold and remove all the evidence that he was ever here? I did none of that, and the drama that went on for the next 2 minutes was the most excruciatingly humiliating part of my life. Why don't you shut it? Mr. Kotamu, I would suggest that you keep your nerves in line, or things might get worse. Moonko. He's fucking talking about closing this place. Moonko. I will beat the shit out of ya. I think adding threats of violence to the list won't be a good look either. Shut it right now. Who are you to fucking scream at me like that? Moonko, please leave. I am not going anywhere. I said leave. Don't make me say it again. You absolute fuckface. How can you stand there and... Get out! I never knew I had the ability to shout this loud. When you have lived 28 years of your life on this planet, you are bound to have moments when you lose it. However, there are moments where even your own voice betrays you on what its limitations are. You see, we all walk with these preconceived notions that we understand our breaking points, and so we can avoid such pitfalls. That is what makes these sudden outbursts like these even more frightening, not only for the victim of said anger, but for the perpetrator himself. Moonko, fuck you all. Saying that, he left the room, but not without showcasing his middle finger. Though what was funny about that was that he didn't look back when he did that. You see, there are two types of middle fingers that I have learned. One which you show with your face turned towards the person of hate, and the one with your face turned away. When you turn away from your face, you want to make them believe that you don't even care what they have to say afterwards. But in reality, I have seen, when you turn your face away doing that, you don't want that person to see your eyes and look into a frustrated soul who is barely able to fight their emotions. Dr. Zaru. Snap back to reality. Yes. Considering you are new to inheriting this clinic, I will try to make it as less of a pain for you as possible. Now, if you may excuse me, I have to make some calls. Thank you. Doctor? Throughout this fiasco, Ollie was hiding behind the desk, trying to look out the window. His eyes were focusing on the falling snow and his fingers trying to cover any screaming sound. Ah, yes, Mr. Ollivander. I don't know if I'm allowed to suggest this to you, but even if I don't have a license, I do have a degree, so, take the recommendations I gave you for your attendance. If anything happens, I can hook you up with a licensed city doctor. What the... Ollie not saying anything is surprising, more than anything else right now. Is everything alright, Mr... Fuck. What is going... Fuck. Fuck. What was that? I think that was... snow? Clinic's front door is all blocked. What? Dr. Kotamu, I am not getting any signals. Do you have any spare telephones? Right there. This doesn't seem to work as well.
Are we trapped?
We fucking are. The front door is all jammed and my phone isn't working. Must be the snow blocking it.
But I arrived like 2 hours ago. There wasn't much snow back then in the front door.
If I have to make my guesses, some of the snow might have collected over the roof and the sill might have fallen off. We did hear a huge noise of snow falling, so I believe you are right. Moonco. For a second, I forgot that we just had a fight. About the windows. As soon as that realization of a fight seeped in me, I looked away. Don't try opening them. The blizzard is freezing everything. It is too cold, even for me. If a wolf boy, the species of humanoids that is the best at surviving the cold, most of their professions become snow rescuers, is saying that shit is cold, then shit is cold. I looked outside and it was true. Grey clouds had covered the sky as far as my eyes could see. It wasn't like this a few hours ago, but suddenly everything seemed so apocalyptic. Don't go in the waiting room, by the way. There's a crack in one of the windows and the cold air is sneaking in there. I tried my phone as well. No luck. What about the radio? What radio? I think he means the FM/AM radio there. Munko, does it work? Just 3 months before his death, your grandfather radioed someone named Jared and ordered tacos. Tacos. Okay, it works then. I wanted to walk towards the FM/AM and make the call immediately, but something stopped me in my way. It was like I wanted to say something important before I made that radio call. Okay, thanks for reminding me, Monko. If the radio works, then you can contact the association if you want. If we use the radio, then promise me that you won't call on us. Tricky. I mean, this is obviously more of a choice towards who we want to date. So... So before all this, I did read the character descriptions, like there was some brief information on the shop page, on the itch page. And I thought I might lean more towards this guy here. But I want to make amends with Moonco. Like, I don't know what is going on here, what the tension is there. So I'm leaning towards this. I wouldn't really, use this last function because, I don't know. Doesn't really make any sense for me here. And he will contact the association anyway. Right? I mean, I don't think that's we can stop him anyway, so yeah, I'm going with this one. The thing, say it, then they Is he speaking the native language of this place?
The native language of this place is English.
They
The
What are you trying to say, you moron?
Why is it that screaming at someone is so easy, but thanking them is so damn hard? Especially after you screamed at them not so long ago.
Thank you for reminding me, Moonco. Huh. Even he was taken aback. I mean, I would too if I were him. Though a kind of blush formed near his face. Saving myself from further embarrassment, I made my way to the FM/AM radio. If my memory of watching the whining is true, you use things by tuning in the frequency and... Now it's time to speak on the mic. This is KDK-13 calling KDK-2. KDK-13 calling KDK-2. Oh, Zaru boy. It's me, Jared. Over. Oh, thank God it's you, Jared. Over. Before you say anything, let me guess. You are stuck in the snowstorm and can't get out. Over. Quite nice intuitions you have, jackass. Over. How's the vampire? Over. About to shut my grandfather's business down. Over. Wait, what? How? Jared, you're supposed to say over. Over. Over my ass. How the fuck did you manage to fuck that up? Over. Look, I will tell you the entire tale of incompetency when I come to your house on Saturday to play backgammon. Over. So you're going to jail now? Over. Nah, this shit is still my grandpa's name and he is long dead. I can feign ignorance, though I did patience for a whole day. Isn't he like still standing there in the same room and can hear everything you say? Even if it is true, that's kind of weird. However, I have a degree, so hopefully that will lessen the suspension period. All we have to do after this is not attend Monster Boy patients until a proper license is approved. Over. Zaru, where are poor sphinx cats like me supposed to go for our checkups? I can't be fucking traveling that far to get a checkup on the tiniest of things. Over. I will see what I can do. I can pull in some favors and have a temporary health camp set up here. If shit gets worse, I will ask one of the city doctors I know from migration. Over. Hold up. Does your grandpa have any connections in the medical industry or empire or whatever you guys call it? Over. His only connection was his partner. He barely graduated from med school in South Dakota. He got his license working under some old sage who died in a skiing accident. Over. Holy shit. Hopefully your contacts are good enough for a temporary health camp. Though you have higher chances of getting a license, considering you have a degree in it. Over. My grandpa had a degree too. Motherfucker procrastinated so hard he didn't even think of applying for a license until 4 years ago. Over. Well, what a fucking legend, man. Gotta respect his stamina and not utilizing his stamina. Over. Well, coming back to a proper topic, when are you coming to rescue me? Over. You are at the clinic, right? Over. Great utilization of your brain cells. Over. Well, wait out until morning, I guess. Over. What? Over. Was I speaking Arabic? Over. Why till morning, you bad-pissing turncoat? Over. Well, the situation is kind of peculiar. Rarely seen, rarely happening, but never equivalent to never. Over. Don't tell me. Yep. In order to rescue you, we need rescue ourselves. The headquarters rescue team is stuck for a rescue themselves. Over. Don't you guys have gears or something to get out of that situation? Over. Well, the pathway of the gears of rescues is blocked. Basically, we put all our rescue items in the garage, and now the garage is inaccessible due to heavy storm. Apparently, Brenda Senior is here.
I am sorry.
Left the garage door open, and now she can't go back to her husband and daughter. Franco can't get to his puppy.
Monsieur Papa will have to eat the neighbor's garbage broccolis. Oh, the horror.
Oh no. I don't know, I cannot quite take this seriously. I'm not supposed to, am I? Marco and Polo can't return to their mother's house. Yeah, Mama will do fine.
Mama will have to eat my dad's terrible broccoli. Oh, the tragedy.
Harrison lives alone, so he is already sleeping here. Don't feed me broccoli. Oh, the comedy. And I can't go home and play Elden Ring. You know, I reached the Monica the Giant's boss fight, and in my first try I even reached her second phase, where she merges with Ross the Terrible to defeat. Please tell me you're joking. We are in need of an immediate rescue. Over. Oh well, how bad is it? Do you guys have any food supplies to go by? Over. We do have food and water supplies, but in case you have food and water supplies, you are not a top priority. A rescue team out of town is coming, and they are going in order of priorities. The top being the fellows who had no food or water supply or got it cut somehow. We, the rescue team, ourselves, are not in the top 10 priority. So, you got it figured out. Over.
That's it. I can't take it. I'm going home to Mama.
Brenda, hit him with an iron pipe for me, please.
On it.
Anyway, so duke it out, my dear friend. And if things go well, I will see you in the morning. Over.
Thank you for giving me the time. Over.
Alright, bye, bro. Over. Bye to you too. Over and out. Over and out from me as well.
Well, that did nothing.
Now what do I do? How do I break the news to these three? Like, how do you even... How do you even say to three strangers, I'm sorry to tell you, but we gotta spend the night together? Well, at least one of these three strangers would actually be pleased to hear that. Okay guys, I have bad news. I am sorry to tell you all this. Ollie, do you need some coffee? What? What is the difference between these two? Like, how am I supposed to know? Bad news? Okay, guys. All three snapped their faces towards me at the exact same time. Like it was a bad comedy movie or something. I have bad news. We are going to be here for a while. Apparently, the rescue team needs to rescue themselves, and they are going on the basis of priorities, and we are not at the top of the priorities. So, our turn might not arrive until the morning. That means we are going to be here all night. I would say to rest in the waiting room, but as Moonka has informed us, there is a crack in one of the windows, so cold air may sneak in. Mr. Impaler and... If we are going to spend the night, please, call me Barney. I don't think I can handle being called Mr. Impaler for one more second. Okay, Barney, and...
Call me Ollie. 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 Wow. Ollie. Yes, sir.
Both of you can rest in my office.
I will take the patient's bed then.
And Mr. Barney? I will be fine with hanging upside down. Okay, so in case you two need anything, you can ask me or Moonko. Say, Moonko, can you fill out some forms while you are at it? You can just ask him here. Moonko, can you fill the forms at least? They are very easy to do. Sorry, Junior Kotamu, but Junior? Is it supposed to say Junior or should it be Doctor? Someone has to pay attention to the puppy. I can't be playing waiter to you guys all day. And about the forms, I can't fill them because I am inconsiderate brat. Any problem? Nothing. Just find your behavior to be heavily unprofessional. I am a fucking nurse, not your maid. A nurse is a maid to the dying. Well, do you wish to be at the dying stage then? Because that could be arranged. Your threats of violence keep piling up, but not expecting much from someone dressed like... What the fuck was happening? Guys, stop, please. Are you fucking mad? Oh, Mr. Pretentious let go of his pretensions. How awesome. I am going to... Guys, please? Stop you two, right now. Well, today has been transformative. For today I learned that my anger needs some work. I mean, that was warranted though. And hey, Barney, don't you be talking down on nurses? Or what was that supposed to be back then? I know this is tough. I'm genuinely sorry about this. I can try once again. Wait. What does that mean? These seem to be directed at the characters themselves, like not just like I know there's like hidden. They're going to certain characters as like hidden points. But these sound like they would be addressed to a certain character, actually. So why not just put it there? That's kind of weird. Why would I apologize? That's what I mean as well. Because I feel this is like an apology towards Barney for Monko's behavior, but... I mean, I feel like his anger is warranted. And, I mean, you shouldn't hit people for it, of course. But, you know... Why would I apologize? I know this is tough. Oh, apologizing for snapping from my side. I see. But I mean, again, it wasn't for no reason. I'm sorry again for snapping like this, but please, I know this is tough, but try not to cause any chaos here. I am not the one who started this. He definitely started this. If I have to be frank, I do not care a single bit on who started this or not. I am not here to babysit you guys. Sorry if that sounds rude, but Moonko, you are already an adult. I don't know what you're going through, but please, if you don't like people being a headache for you, don't be one for me. Whatever. And so he walked away from me and Barney and sat at my desk. Well, I sat with my butt on that chair all day, so I am not complaining. And Barney, please stop with the personal attacks on him. If you wish to sleep this night off, just sleep this night off. I'm not stopping you from reporting me, but I'm also not tolerating this kind of behavior. Yeah, there it is. I will try not to engage with that person. That's not what I'm trying to indicate to you, you deaf... Well, whatever works, I guess. Just know that I am tired. Please respect that. We'll try to. Why did that reply need to be so ambiguous? You know, that tough look of yours kind of... hot. And there he goes again with the flirting. But sleep didn't arrive for us so easily. Considering Moonko had a night job, he wasn't going to sleep, so he was going back and forth from the puppy room to this room. Ollie only slept for 45 minutes before a nightmare woke him up with a scream. He never shared any details of the nightmare, but it had something to do with broccoli. Barney slept like a child until Ollie's scream woke him up, and according to him, once my sleep is broken, I have a hard time sleeping again for an hour or two. So he came down back to earth and started pacing the room back and forth, thinking God knows what. For me, on the other hand, as tired as I was, as much as sleeping positions I changed, I cannot catch any sleep. Okay, that's a nice touch. Some time passed by and no one said anything, until... How? Does anybody want to know how I broke my leg? I believe the answer lies somewhere between why and fuck no. Are we? You need to understand that some tales, as simple as they may seem on the surface, consist of drama, violence, action, romance. Please stop looking towards me. And so much more. Bitch, you broke your leg in a failed backflip. It might have been a failed backflip, but there was more to it. Conspiracy. Ooh, mystery. Suspense. YOLO. Wait. Please stop. Tell me, can I call you Moonko? Go ahead. Moonko, when people told you to not customize your nurse outfit to a punk aesthetic or told you to style your hair in that cool pinkish color, did you stop? No, because you were a rebel. And so am I. And so, I will tell my story whether you tell me to stop or... About that nurse outfit, don't you think it's going against ethics? What got into your pantyhose now? Look, your customization is rather crude for the profession. No, 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 no! Not this again! I have 2 letters for you. The first comes after E, and the second comes before V. Mr. Moonko, I'm just trying to... F you. Guys, please. I need to stop this before it gets worse. Again. Okay. Barney, the way you act is also very unethical. I'm sorry about this behavior, but no, there is no written rule. So the thing is, I don't care about style. I just think that it is a bit impractical, especially with these like pins and stuff. I don't think you should have anything sharp on a nurse outfit, shouldn't you? But other than that, it's like whatever. Sorry, we're ganging up on Barney, I think. Moonko, please. You handle him. Look, Barney, the way you act is very unethical. Even more unethical than Moonko's costume, which in a sense is not illegal, considering monster boys are allowed to modify it according to their bodily needs if they make sure no harmful substance is there. I think you know that rule. You, on the other hand, have been nothing but unnecessarily hostile towards him on the tiniest of things. That's not okay. What about the hair color? Did this jackajola, whack-a-mola, hola-hola, twibble-dummer-dee hear a single thing in his ears? Natural color, jackass. Try picking some berries instead of picking on people. As I said, we don't need any... I understand it. No conflicts. I will keep my mouth shut. Well, they are not fighting anymore. That's good. Thanks, Daddy. Please stop calling me that. Yeah, what the heck? What was that? What did hair color have to do with anything? Who cares? Some time passed again. I sat bored near the window, peering out at the ever-raging blizzard, hoping it would calm down soon. Barney was the same as me. Sleep wasn't coming to him, and so he stared constantly at the roof while thinking something. If I have to guess, he was probably wishing for a vampire fairy to come down the chimney, which we have none of, and rescue us all out of this place. Ollie flirted with me for a while, but now he was exhausted too. Though, whenever he almost falls asleep, he would wake up screaming. Broccoli! And things will go back to being that again. Moonko was pacing the place back and forth, trying to ensure everything was correct and working. Even wiping the floor because the night janitor failed to show up before this place, or the entire town for that matter, got stuck in a heavy snowstorm. I think I am done. Looks like someone has finally decided to take some rest and... Wait, is that late stay fight? Moonko was holding the coveted and acclaimed 2000-page epic Late Stay Night by the mysterious writer Monster Boy. Yeah, it kind of sounds stupid to have your pen name after an entire generalized classification of a particular sub-Homo sapiens species, but then there was a singer who literally called herself Amphibian, so everything is a fair game. The book's contents were so vast that it was initially released in 3 separate parts, but a special edition for this book was released that combined all the 3 books. It is like... In what other novel could you read about a bearded King Arthur traveling through interdimensional hopping just mere moments before his death to serve in a death game, and near the end of his storyline being penetrated in the ass by the main character whom he fell in love with? In fanfiction, that's where you can. Great in story, execution and lore. Equally great in the varieties of descriptions of Anis' defense system, or lack thereof. Which part have you reached? You mind? I am reading. Say, have you reached the part where the male Medusa gives Spyro a dream where he dreams of penetrating inside Issei? This is a reread, bozos. I know what is going to happen. Ah, did you like it that much? Why are you so smiley about it? Oh no, it's nothing. I just like the author as well, that's all. They look so cute together. Hey, I am a fan too. What?
Okay, I'm a fan too. Hey, I'm a fan too. Really? Wait. Yeah, I started reading their work a year ago. Started from Funds on the Shore and then read Lime and Punishments. Since then, I've read some of their shorter works twice. Though I have only read Late Stay Fight once, considering how big that book is. Currently, I'm reading Under the Penis.
Say, ever read any of their short stories?
Well, someone is talkative. Read the ones that were published in Newtown Literary Magazine, but haven't read the collected work. My favorite was The Third Bakery Attack. I absolutely lost it when, while robbing the bank, they started conversing about news art.
Good to know. Now don't bother me.
Ah.
Both of you. Now shush and let me read. I am asking you nicely, without any potty mouth activities. Don't make me revert back to that behavior.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a request, an order, or a threat. Time passed a little more, and things fell into a rhythm. Before I knew it, Munko and Ollie, in their own distinctive way, were talking about the book. Ollie was upfront and talkative, and Munko was pretending his best to try not to pay attention to Ollie, but he always gave an answer to questions thrown by Ollie. Say, what was your favorite part?
The Medusa fought at the top of the building.
Amazing. What would you say you liked about it the most?
I don't know. Maybe the part where Medusa brought Pegasus into the fight and King Arthur had to use Excalibur. The build-up there was pretty great.
Say, Mr. Barney.
What is it?
Have you read Late Stay Fight?
Too contemporary for my taste. I usually prefer books set in medieval times.
Is that why you have that medallion around your neck?
This is something else.
Oh, come on, tell us.
Come on, tell us. Ollie, if he's not interested, don't bother him.
Huh.
I'm interested. Tell us. Come on, tell us.
Yeah, tell us. Hey, maybe if we sing we can convince him.
Nice idea. What?
Tell us, tell us, tell us, tell us, tell us. Tell us, tell us, tell us, tell us, tell us.
Well, gentlemen, I would say there's something charming about the way you make demands, but unfortunately I would have to decline. I am not interested in telling, and that is final. This is something extremely private to me, and if you have any remaining decency left, do not bother me with further questions.
That was embarrassing. A few minutes passed by, and I was suddenly reminded that... yes, the oxygen tank of the puppy, it needs changing. The puppy! Can I see it?
You got a dog here?
Yes, I found this puppy lying on the road a few weeks ago. He had been run over by a car. When I first saw him, I thought he was already dead, but as soon as I came near him, he started coughing and whining. Long story short, I took it here and handed it to Uncle, who was my grandfather's partner before death.
Why wasn't I informed about this partner?
In a sense, he is a senior doctor here and helped Grandpa a lot, but Grandpa had everything named to himself. Though, Barney, I would recommend not messing with him.
You have the medallion, but he has a crazy wife with an equally crazy daughter, and they might just chop you down and feed you to their hamster. As I told you earlier, I am ready to take responsibility for any remaining faults that Grandpa left behind. I would require a dialogue with him nonetheless. Well, you can have one when we escape, but try to keep that dialogue to a minimum. As I said, Grandpa had everything to his name, and now everything is to my name. So I am the one taking brunt force from the peculiarly known to inside, but unknown to outside operations of this clinic. Anyway, my uncle handed the puppy to Moonko, whose name I then didn't know. And I would have preferred it that way. So, the puppy has been strapped to an oxygen machine since then. At first we thought he would die before we could plug him in and patch him up, but little blockhead's a fighter, and possibly a kitsune, because he has been recovering at a faster rate than you can say shite. I wanna see it! I wanna see it! I would like to see him too. Considering I didn't have the time to look at how you perform your operations, and I came here with the knowledge that this was a veterinary, I might as well look at your handling of animal healthcare. Fine, all you can see the dog. Moonko, I think I will need your assistance. Sure, you can inspect if you are so interested. I mean, we all have nothing else to do, so we should all go. Maybe not together, but like all at once, but at this point we should just all go, right? But, yeah. Moonko, you know your way around this clinic more than I do, so yeah. Guys, I would love to take you to the room, but the thing is, it is an oxygen tank changing time, and while I am good enough at changing it on my own, I think 2 people with the same knowledge would reduce the amount of risk. Sorry, but this is important. So, Moonko, come with me. I need your assistance. Moonko didn't say anything. He just neatly closed his book, threw the entire 2,000-page book on my table, and walked outside the room. I will see you two in a minute. But the puppy... I promise you I will show you the puppy as soon as I can, but this hour is crucial, and I believe it would need some extra time of rest after this. But I promise you both I will show you to him. You coming or not? Okay, just a sec. Sorry again to both of you. Say, how did you get those amazingly glossy hair? Do you use some kind of magic vampire sorcery on that hair of yours? Look, Mr. Olivan. Call me Ollie. Panda. Call me Ollie. I do not do any. Call me Ollie, or I will burn your entire apartment down and bury you alive in a pit full of worms. Ollie. There you go. There, how should I put it? Well, I know a thing or two about putting things. Your innuendos are still unfazing to me, but if you wish to know more about my menial hairstyle, then there is a thing called shampoo. Wow. When we arrived in the room, everything was quiet. Throughout the process of changing the oxygen tank, Moonko took care of the oxygen tank itself and I checked the vitals. We barely exchanged any words, and whenever we did, it was only quiet words like "How's the vital?" or "Check the pressure," and all of that too was talked in whisper. We didn't want to disturb a particular someone from their sleep. No matter how injured, the guy was fighting, and somehow recovering. I had brought him here without the knowledge that most probably he wouldn't survive the day. And now, here he was, 2 weeks after that, living and most of all, recovering. Everything's set. Moonko, can you read me the status document on the table? Moonko? Sure. Read update 5.6 and 4.9 to me, please. Okay, so... Any day now. The vitals recorded around the time of 5:35 a.m. were fuck. Moonko, if you are interested in reading that seriously, please do now. I actually had that suspicion before that there's a problem with reading, but... You know what? Read it your fucking self. There was a genuine anger in his voice, not like I haven't seen a lot of it in a single day, but this one in particular was mixed with a certain level of frustration. Maybe I was too rude back there. Hey man, sorry if I went out of line with that comment. I kept my hand on his shoulder. Little did I know then. Just shut the... When he turns around, we both would be in an awkward position. You see, as soon as he turned around, our lips were just inches away from a kissing distance. We both caught on to this, because at the same time, out of some serious embarrassment, we both moved two steps backwards with a serious red blush on our faces. Sorry about... We both were out of breath, as if we ran a marathon, constantly huffing and puffing after that seriously compromising position. I think we... Our job here is done and should leave. The report is here on the table. You can read it when you want. Yeah. Before I can say anything, Moonko slipped out of the door without making any eye contact with me. For the next 15 minutes I read the records and said nothing. By the time I arrived back in my office, Moonko was already reading his book again, and two certain people... I have to compliment, the rings in your ear are rather pretty. Oh, thanks. I got them when I was a teenager, and they still hold up. It was both an exciting and cringe period of my life. I must agree, teenage years are quite complex. I still remember mine. Has struck an unnatural friendship. I wonder if that would work well with all of them. I guess not, because Barney and Moonko were going at each other's throats so much. I guess you shouldn't leave them alone. I somehow managed to get 1 hour of sleep. Well, sleep is a big word. Nap would be the correct one. It had happened out of nowhere as I was watching the snowfall again. Maybe it was because briefly, yet surely, the blizzard had calmed down a little, and I was able to see the snow fall on the ground, and seeing them might have been like counting sheep because... Soon, I fell asleep. When I woke up, the three fellows in front of me were already in a semi-conversation. Semi, because Moonko was still focused on his book. If you may allow me, I can deduce your sex life from the beginning to the end. Is that so? Well, if you allow me. Not gonna lie, Mr. Psychic sounds interesting, but kind of fake. I'm not claiming it to be real. I never even said that I was a psychic.
Just a form of deduction relating to observations.
Uh-huh. Then deduce me.
Okay, though there has been a particular observation of mine, not related or correlated to your sex life, that I've been meaning to tell.
Go on.
Though, as a proof, can you say this entire sentence for me?
Ollie had typed something on his phone. I stressed my eyes and saw what was written. Alas, the Queen's Birmingham may step over the pedestal of waters. Kind of a nonsensical sentence. Alas, the Queen's Birmingham, Burma.
It's alright, you don't have to read any further. I only had the suspicion because you seem to be a very slow reader. Like, you barely managed to read 10 pages in an hour, so I had a hunch. Say, should I declare it, or would you like to move on to the next deduction?
What was happening? Next deduction, please.
Okay, nothing without your permission.
So, does he have, like, dyslexia? Is that it? Because okay, like, dial him back when we first asked him to fill out the forms, and he didn't want to do it. I was wondering if maybe he can't read at all, which doesn't really make sense in his position. He does need to read forms, and he does read the book, obviously. So that's not it. So yeah, like, what is that? Dyslexia?
But okay, nothing without your permission.
Wait, what happened?
I think Moonco has made it clear that that thing would remain a secret between us, eh?
I don't even know what these two were talking about.
Anyway, my next deduction. Moonco is a virgin.
How can you tell?
Because you used the word cringe when I first saw you, and also the fact that you were visibly frustrated with me and Dr. Kotamu getting so close. If you were, let's say, asexual, you would have been calmer because that kind of sexual flirtation is not something you seek. You would only seek for emotional connection, which at that moment, and even now, me and Dr. Kotamu don't share. However, you were visibly envious of us. Now, before you say anything, I know that you had one more reason to be so frustrated in seeing that certain closeness. Which is not codependent upon any sexual desires, but what you were attempting at that moment if Dr. Kotamu's uncle would have been there. I would not dive too much into that matter, I get it, it's too personal. However, there was a way you were angry at us that, a certain level of frustration in your voice when you see two people enjoy something that you cannot have. It's almost on the level of screaming, "Get a room," because you feel like those people are rubbing it on your face with such a display of affection right in front of you. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe you are asexual and maybe you were frustrated with or by us not working so hard or feeling like we are wasting our time or betraying some sort of doctor-patient moral that we should. Ergo, I was like using that word, ergo from, I don't know how you pronounce it in English by the way, we in German we say ergo, ergo. From what I have seen so far of tonight, you do not particularly care for the clinic in general.
Really?
In fact, the majority of your attention has been towards going back and forth from room to room, checking up on that such cutie, mutie, luty, fruity puppy, that little bundle of...
I think you are losing track.
Yes, sorry. So whenever you do anything else, like wiping the floor, which is not even in your job description, you particularly don't give great mind to them and try to finish them as quickly as you can. And that can be explained via the fact that those are particular things not in your job description. But still, you manage to do them. Procrastination is something that is not related to you. As much as one may see from the onset that you are just sitting here reading a book, your eyes and ears are everywhere. You always respond to a conversation and frequently circle things for a checkup. So I believe there is a certain sort of love that you hold for this job. After all, you are pretty young, if I have to deduce a few years younger than me. Around 21? 22?
20. Exact.
20, see? So you're not even a proper nurse at this point, and I don't even believe you get paid that much. In fact, you should be in college.
Where is this going?
You see, I know you came here to meet Kotamu's uncle for a purpose, but that purpose, I believe, is not related to you hating your job. In fact, with how much attention you pay to everything, and the fact that at night you get some time off to read things by going on a clock, you like being on a regular pattern. Currently, there are 4 types of anger roaming inside your mind. One is related to that scene between me and the doctor, another is related to the entire existence of Barney.
I believe that is something very apparent to everyone in this room.
And third and fourth, being something that I won't disclose because you don't want me to. So yeah, you have that anger against that scene me and Doctor gave, alongside the fact you are basically reading what amounts to as gay porn with a story. No, you could just be reading for the story, but as I said, you are frustrated and confused. You were extremely trying to stop me and the doctor from doing the little old in and out, not because you were repulsed, considering your entire outfit is about repulsing those who are easily repulsed. No offense, Barney, but because you were jealous. Like rubbing it in your face, ain't it? Why does everyone else get to have that nirvana experience that they would surely not stop talking about later? Why so?
Look, you're going on and on and on. So I'm going to tell you one thing. You're right about every single thing you said in that fucking pretentious tangent of yours.
What?
Congratulations. Bravo. Now, move on to the next.
Okie dokie, that's one win for me. Though it was a close one, I failed to account for the fact that you could be someone with a sexual experience who is now sexually dysfunctional, but considering your age it was highly unlikely. Still, I forgot to equate those factors into my
Move on, please.
Okay. What is going on in that brain of his? Jesus. Okay, my next deduction concerns both Dr. Kotamu and Barney, for which, oh, you are awake. I was asleep. Did you dream of me? Anyway, for this deduction, I would require some answers to basic simple questions from both of you.
I am very much into this.
Okay, this is a rapid fire. Barney, you go first.
As you wish.
Who was your first crush?
A classmate.
You say you are into medieval stuff. Any other genres you are interested in?
Victorian poetry, Chinese war, formation books, and historical fictions.
Does it include usage of historical characters into contemporary context?
No.
Does your love for Victorian poetry include the Gothic poetries?
Gothic literature was most popular during the Georgian era, but no.
What about Dracula and Frankenstein? They were written during the Victorian era?
Both contained hints of romanticism. Frankenstein in general was filled with romantic prose and a somewhat humanitarian approach to moral dilemmas. It had a tinge of Gothic, but mostly was filled with stories pertaining to social issues, like false accusations, elitism, racism, and a subtle nudge to the parent-child divide that the author was themselves facing.
What about Dracula?
I would say it is more Gothic than Frankenstein, who was still somewhat on the lines of romanticism, It is in its later adaptations that the story is divided into even more gothic territories. Though I would not recommend reading that book, it's usually racist towards us vampires.
I already read both. Kind of get the racist part, I wasn't comfortable with it either. But would I be a villain if I say I kind of enjoyed the story? I feel like racist shit aside, it was a good story. If my great-grandfather and a particular documentary is to be believed, there was such a tyrant of a vampire in Transylvania. Kind of like a Caligula of vampires, if you will. And Bram Stoker himself said that he was inspired for the book after having a dinner with him on account of a shelved romantic book he was thinking of setting in Transylvania. Stoker himself said that he pinched one of my feathers out of nowhere and started licking it violently, asking me if I would like to eat it with a soup dipped in it. So I get why he based the villain on him. Did it unknowingly perpetuate the stereotypes towards vampires for years? Yes. Did it intend to? I would say no, because it was about a single fucked up vampire, and not the subhumanite species in general. Rich coming from a man I can easily offend by showing the Wolfman. The Wolfman was made during Wolf Panic. It was kind of like that film White Zombie, where pure Homo sapiens feared that sub-Homo sapiens, what they considered beneath and cursed, would transform them. Wolf people lived beneath the poverty line, and the intentions behind the Wolfman were much more malicious than Dracula. Dracula was a singular response to an elitist fuck who lived in a mansion and was basically a sex pest. The novel actually did you guys favor by not showing his extreme acts of sexual violence, would have perpetuated much worse stereotypes. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next question. Say, Barney.
So you are saying just because one vampire was a rich asshole, all were rich assholes? You know we had people beneath the poverty line as well. 12.5% of vampires, mostly pertaining to Asian continents, were beneath the poverty line in the late 19th and early 20th century. On the contrary, 32.4% of vampires mixed among the elites, and the rest had fairly middle-class upbringings. The figure for us wolf people was 62.5%. Only 0.04% of wolf people were in somewhat rich categories, and many of them were even found to be lying about their origin and pretending to be dog people out of shame for their origin.
Why am I just now getting that the tension between those two is because it's vampires and werewolves? Sorry. I see it now.
So, yes, Wolfman was racist, but Dracula was not. I don't remember Dracula pushing you fellows into further poverty, but Wolfman did reinstate the already middling stereotypes towards us. You can't even get a job as coal miner without someone putting you on a leash and giving you dental braces so we won't bite someone out of nature, not taking into account the omega version of rabies that was also in dog people. Heck, it all began because Dog Girl got bit by a pet dog and then had secret sex affair with a Shiba butler.
Okay.
Wolf people were not even involved with its spreading, and yet we got the worst end of the stick.
Outside, the snow was falling. Inside, the room was getting hotter.
I felt like I needed to butt in again, or this might turn into a fight again. You're done? Oh, yes. Very, yes, my good sir. I was just giving an indication on how I can speak pretentiously, too. How did you like my usage of the word pertaining? You like that? I can also use ergo like Ollie, or even the good old albeit. That puts a stamp on one's pretensions. Did not expect more from you. So, you admit to hating all wolf people? I did not say that. So you admit to hating me? That's debatable, but you are kind of being a type of douche that I hate. Do you feel comfortable with me using the word douche?
Okay guys, please, this has gone...
Well, if you don't hate all wolf boys but particularly hate me, then I can say comfortably that Dracula has nothing racist in it. It is about one douche of a vampire who would be douche regardless of race. It's not about the person, it's about the effect. The effect is that a year later we get a shithead like you who barges into places without understanding the full story. Is that so? The license was applied for years, and there wasn't even a returning no as an answer. Before inspecting us, people who are actually busy helping people try investigating your own approval firm. Are you speaking the...
Am I speaking Japanese? No. Am I speaking the truth? Yes.
Look, if such... You know what? Shut up. I've had enough of you speaking. My ears need some rest from your fucking voice. Huh. Can I have a proper conversation with...
Which part of shut the fuck up do you not understand?
Can you at least hear me out?
Ollie was on the side with his fingers to his ears and his eyes closed shut. The bickering of these two had once again reached a point that had become too unbearable for Ollie. I seriously needed to find a voice soon, and this time, fix it between them for good. Well, buddy, you are not doing a good job of hearing me out, so there's no way I should do it. Just shut up. I have had enough of you, so shut the fuck up.
Are you a big idiot or what? I am trying to tell you something.
Shut the fuck up. Do you understand? Shut the fucking fuck up.
There is no point in arguing with the likes of his. Dr. Kodamu?
When do you understand to shut up? Not a single word out of your mouth. I hate that voice of yours. Just shut up.
I am not even trying to talk to you.
Shut up.
Monko, are you alright?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
This is childish. How did this man even become a nurse? That needs investigating.
Shut up, or I will kill you. I will kill you before you kill me. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Don't want you here. Stop speaking. Stop speaking. Stop fucking opening your mouth. I will kill you if you say another thing. I will kill you. I will... Suddenly, Munko went quiet. It was almost like he was speaking to someone else, and this was the moment that made him snap back to the present. He let out 3 big huffs, heavily catching the breath that was exhausted out so violently during his breakdown. During these huffs, everyone was quiet, even Barney, as demanded. Nobody said a single word, and Munko himself was too busy catching his breath to say anything. It was even clear to someone like me, who never studied humanoid psychology, that this guy just had a serious mental breakdown, or even, if I dare to say, though don't like my word as advisable, maybe it was a PTSD attack. Okay. Munko, calm down, he's not worth it. Munko, don't get angry, he's just doing his job. I don't think he's doing his job with what he's saying right here, so yeah. I needed to say something, and I needed to say it fast. Munko, you alright? How am I supposed to be? Shh, it's alright. Calm down a little, okay? He is not worth all the crying and shouting.
He is even worse than you. Just make him shut up.
I will take this as a compliment.
He is quiet. I was quiet until now, but look at Ollie. You've terrified him. The guy isn't speaking a thing, and you are all losing it as well on someone like him. Tell me, is that guy worth it? Is he? No. Then why don't you go wash your face and come back and read your book? I promise you, we will keep it as quiet as possible, and no one... At this, my eyes darted towards Barney. I expected him to give me an angry look, but he just gave an understanding nod. Even he understood why I said things I said. And I promise you, Moonco, no one here would say a thing. Without saying a word, he got up from his seat and went outside. Ollie opened his eyes and ears by this point and looked around in embarrassment, which soon turned into his usual smile. Barney sat beside him and didn't say a single word loudly. Instead, he opted to converse with Ollie in whispers. By the time Moonco arrived back with his face washed, the room was so hushed that you could hear a pin drop, punctuated with a few whispers between Barney and Ollie that echoed once or twice. Moving to his seat, he gave me a brief look and then picked up his novel to continue reading. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The ticking of the clock was getting annoying by each passing second. Sleep wasn't coming to me. I still don't know how Ollie managed to keep himself awake, though the wakefulness of Barney and Moonco was no surprise. For Moonco, it was like a day, and in the case of Barney, well, vampires are capable of staying awake for a long time. If a human gets tired eyes after 26 hours, then a vampire would take 3 times that, 78, for the same to happen. So, what do you think? Is it a nice idea? If that allows me to find isolated peace and quiet for a few seconds, then sure, why not? Okay, then it's on. These two had been whispering something for the past few minutes, and I had no idea what they were talking about. Moonco clearly did, considering his ears were capable of hearing the farthest of distances, but talking to him was fruitless. Considering his face was still down, and right now, he was reading even slower than before. Taking a ridiculous 10 to 15 minutes to read a page, barely managing to read 3 to 4 pages in an hour. Seeing that, a light bulb finally shined in my tired mind. Was he... Yoo-hoo! Kotamo, darling! What? I thought I had learned to live with his flirtations, but maybe I was wrong.
Say, you want to play?
Play what?
You know, the game that has a lot of sneaking.
I will give you one thing. You have an incredibly unmatched talent of making anything sound sexual.
Don't be jealous. Maybe you have certain talents too, Barney.
For example?
Excuse me, what are we going to play?
Before he makes things more unnecessarily sacrilegious, he means hide and seek. What? According to Ollie, if we play hide and seek, me and a certain member can find some quiet and peace for ourselves, and I am on board with that. I am also in, because I cannot miss out on some quiet and peace. What? No! We gotta stay together.
Is this clinic haunted?
Huh.
If it's not haunted, then I don't get why we can't play hide and seek. There is a snowstorm outside, so must be one reason. Oh, come on, Doctor. We're gonna play inside the clinic. Nobody's going out in the heavy falling snow.
No, I can't allow that.
There is a patient in the clinic with us who cannot be disturbed. Hey, Dr. Cutie. Control, Zaru. Control. Don't give in to him. Don't. Isn't hide and seek about being quiet, or were you thinking of doing something dirty to me when I was caught? Control. Say, stop lying and just say it loud. You don't want to take your eyes off me. Please, Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dr. Kotamu, the it. Whoever gets caught first is a chicken. Hey, wait! Motherfucker slided out of the door as if he was ice skating.
All I will say is, good luck in catching me. With the speed of lightning, he disappeared from my sight. Monko, can you believe them? Don't come catching me before you count to 100. Hey, wait! Shida didn't even spare a glance towards me, just showed me a middle finger and burst out the door. It didn't look like I had much choice. The majority has just suddenly decided that they needed to play hide and seek, and so I had to fucking oblige as if I was their milk-giving, bat-shedding, ass-banking nanny or something. Eventually, I counted to 100. Eventually, I made my way out. As I walked, the cold air from the broken window sent a shiver down my spine. I looked towards it and saw that some of the snow had landed inside. Of course it would, I screamed frustratingly in my mind and walked forward. Now, where should I check? Wait, what was that? Did someone sneak back into my office? Oh, so it was... Hey there, Moonko. He was sitting on the ground, his back supported by his table. A quick look at the book and I can tell that he was around 230 or 240 pages in on Late Stay Fight. He started at around 200 today. In case you were going to celebrate by finally catching me, congrats. Even though I wasn't playing in the first place. That was given from the onset. I don't think anyone except Ollie is taking this seriously. Without asking his permission, I sat beside him. Say, aren't you supposed to be rereading it? What? Late Stay Fight. You are rereading it, right? Huh. Yes. Then, let me ask this. Are you dyslexic? Bingo. What gave that away? Sorry, it took me this long to realize. Hey, don't apologize me for being dumb. Apologize to me for being dumb. Apologize to the world and the trees for wasting that precious gas called oxygen. Hey, I am paying for it with my carbon dioxide, ain't I? Whatever. Say, Moonko, can I ask you a certain thing? He didn't say anything, he just concentrated on the book. Now, I could have interpreted the silence as a no, but silence is a neutral ground. It could either mean yes or no, and at this stage of my sleep, I didn't care for yes and no. I needed answers, and I wasn't being denied on pursuing them. What happened back there? Do you have something you need to talk about? He didn't say anything at first, and my immediate question was, is he trying to ignore me? Then he kept the book down and looked towards me. Kiss me. What? Maybe my sleep was getting to me, but probably I was hearing Moonko's kill me as kiss me. I'm just kidding. Okay. So was he kidding about killing him or kissing him? So that felt like a mental breakdown. Were you having a flashback? You are the doctor. I'm not a psychologist, that's a different breed. So, here's the thing. I'm dyslexic, that's given, but bipolar is also a factor in me. Never got myself checked, so can't say for sure if it's bipolar, but my mood swings are fucking weird. At times I want to die, and at times I want to kill someone. I would snap on things randomly, found them annoying, and then later regretted snapping. Is my bipolar caused by my dyslexia? I don't know. Could be, could not be. Though I can say one thing for sure. These two motherfucking cocksuckers lie rent-free in my brain and don't even have the decency to keep the house clean. They would fucking jump and scream, and then I would jump and scream, and then flashback. Grandma beating you up for being a bad boy. Flashbacks. School kids bullying you. Every form of humiliation you can imagine. Well, that happened to me. Flashbacks. Social anxiety. You bet it is a very frequent guest in the house of these two. Go to talk to somebody, these three motherfuckers would start partying, mind gets all jumbled up, and even a single thank you, sorry, or where's the nearest fucking station becomes a slog to get through. Why can't it all come out normal with so much swearing? Or even take so much time to think through what should be an automated response made inside the human brain? I don't fucking know. And here's the fucking thing. When under stress, dyslexia be like, I'ma be double. So the fucking words get jumbled up and all. Go to college, same thing. Tell parents about the problem, excuses. He makes fucking excuses because he makes fucking excuses. He's a fucking blemish on our such a great lineage of clerks. Excuses. Mother says father never paid attention, father says mother didn't do her duty. They finally come in harmony when both dumb fucks come to the conclusion that the child they didn't pay much attention to is the problem. When if they would have paid attention to, he would have halved the problem in his brains. And guess what? Guess what? Now there's a version of them inside my fucking brain all the fucking time, telling me what I do wrong, telling me half the people see me as a low-life scum, telling me I should have never been born. That's what they are telling me. All day, all night, all evening. Fuck, the dreams aren't even spared from all the motherfuckers in my life telling me how much I suck as a person, and it would so fucking much better if I were to never talk to anyone ever again. Then, with these fucking thoughts, I continue my bloody day, and even when an old man is being nice to me, giving a job to bring your dropout ass back on the track, you fucking think he is secretly disappointed by you whenever you make the smallest fucking mistake. Then one person darts his two fucking eyes at you, judging from top to down on what the fucking fuck you're doing wrong, and you're standing there like idiot, confused and scratched your head on what the fucking hell you did wrong. What the fuck did I do wrong? The person in front of you won't even fucking explain. Motherfucker would just stare at you like he has never seen a more bigger dumb fuck in his life. And then the others will join. Slowly everyone will watch with their fucking eyes, circle you like fucking aliens landed on the fucking earth and just started to dance in a wet towel or something. Funny. Yeah, ain't I'm funny. They look with this amusing smile as if I have a fucking clown makeup on. Fuck. You entertained? Oh, I bet you are fucking entertained. And then more voices in your fucking head. Screaming in the loudest fucking voice in the loudest fucking loudspeaker telling you, hey, you fucked up. And then telling you how nobody would ever like you. How the guy you had a crush on would never reciprocate. Or you will never have someone love you. How you will never smile. How you will never hold hands. How you will never live peacefully. How you will never have someone say, I love you, to which, and I say this, to which you will never reply, I love you too. You will never talk to them. You will never have your first holiday with them. You will never have the first moment where you reminded each other that you will be always there for them. And the fucking fucks of them all, you will never have your first kiss. I don't know what came over me, but I hugged him. We both were taken aback, and it didn't take us long to break apart. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I needed that. Look, Moonko, I think you are... The shit. Something's with the lights. No shit. It took a minute or two, but we all gathered together at the office. The lights. Why are the lights dimming? What happened to the generator? It didn't take my brain to remember that the fuel was supposed to arrive today, but of course, because of this blizzard outside, nothing ever... The fuel didn't arrive today. Shit, the puppy. His oxygen machine. I will be back in a while. Hold up a minute. Barney opened his eyes wide, his heterochromic eyes judging the area around him. The blue eye adjusted his area of sensing. The red ran through objects and walls, passing through any barrier that existed, to search for any extreme cases of inconsistencies from previous pre-established senses. For example, it is not a power cut. What? I sensed it outside. A wire was cut. Shit. The power box is all snapped up. What? There must be a short circuit or something, because almost all the wires in the power box downstairs are snapped. The fact that we are getting this dim of a light is a miracle. The puppy. We don't have extra fuel for the generator either. I will go out. Some of my body fur may allow me to survive longer than any of you. Still, even with your fur, the cold outside... There is no time to argue. You all stay behind and fix the power box. I will tape up the wire. I'm coming with you. What? 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 There needs to be someone to pick you up in case you faint. You do realize that I am the only one who can survive the most outside because of my fur? You will get cold as ice as soon as you step outside. Grandpa actually has coats for winter like these in the locker room, remember? Even if you wear a coat, it is still possible that you will freeze. I will wear two. What? Yeah, I will wear two. I am no storm rescuer, but even to me, this is dumb. Trust me, going outside is dangerous, and if something happens to you... Why is my face blushing? Stop blushing. Stop blushing! Blushing, eh? What is blushing, and why is blushing? Ah, shit, I don't have time to argue. Grab the coats, grab one for me too, and just get going. Hi! Hi! General! Oi, oi, General. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you find the wires. I will take care of the power box. Fine. Well, at least these two were keeping their fight apart for this. I will be cheering you all on. Thanks for the confidence.
Okay, no time to waste. Go, you two.
Let's go, before he starts crying about the puppy again.
Oh boy. And so, I quickly ran and grabbed the winter coats for the both of us. In the meantime, Moonko asked for the exact location of the cut wire outside. Since the power box would need to be fixed before the electricity could be routed to it, both Barney and Moonko came up with a code word that Barney would scream in his demonic voice that would signal Moonko to start fixing the wire. I wore 2 coats over each other, while Moonko only wore 1, and yet I was shivering like a wet cat.
If my memory serves me correctly, the cut in the wire should be somewhere here.
The snow toppled over us in heavy ounces, and the wind made it really hard to keep my eyes open. I coughed 3 times, and all those times I felt a certain reverberation in my chest, as if someone was hitting my ribcage with a solid hammer.
You are right.
Yeah, I am alright. I get back on my feet, not even having the brain cells left to realize that I came as Moonko's backup, but I needed to back up myself. I don't even know how many hours it had been. I should have looked at the clock, but I didn't. And so, I don't even know if I should have been asleep 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago, or 8. Everything was blurry, and everything felt weird in my skin.
Are you really okay?
Yeah. I just felt it down. You keep moving.
Alright.
I somewhat caught up to Moonko and kept following his lead until he stopped in his tracks.
I think it's here.
What? I said I think it's here. Oh, let me uncover it then. What the fuck you thinking? Stay behind, you're chipping all over this place. No, I'm alright. I can uncover this. Just stand behind. Don't be a fucking idiot, you sleep-deprived fuckface. Nah man, I'm alright. I can look. Without listening to him, I got down on my knees and unburied the snow that was on top of the wire. Moonko was about to say something, maybe about how we all needed to do now was just wait for Barney's signal or a comment on my abnormal state, but then he stopped before he could possibly say either. There it was, the wire that had slashed all the electricity due to some sharp ice or some snow leopards roaming around. I don't know the reason, but there it was, naked and open. Aye!
Wait. What happened now?
With a sudden jerk, I got back up on my feet again and started dancing on my feet all over the place. Is that a scream of pain or of glee or what is happening? Aye.
Explain your problems in English, you fucking idiot.
Agreed. Snow.
More specific, please.
Snow inside my gloves. Snow inside my gloves. Snow inside my gloves.
Then remove the gloves and remove the snow quickly, you idiot.
Why didn't I think of that? And so it all happened really quickly. At first, I removed the glove to remove the snow that sneaked inside, and then shook the glove to get all the snow out. Suddenly, I felt this heavy, sharp wind on my hand, and I dropped the glove. Dancing even more violently while grabbing my hand, one of my legs landed on the smooth ice. The smooth ice slid, and so did my leg. I fell, and my naked hand also fell. On the open wire.
Zaru!
Those were the last words I heard before everything went black.
Thump, 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 thump. I could hear the beating of my heart. Darkness was everywhere. Deep, deep darkness. It had a pit above whose light I could see. but as I fell down, nothing, and I mean nothing, showed any sign that the falling would ever stop. Thump, 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 thump. My heart thumped even more loudly. It was getting impatient. I don't know why it was so impatient, but the darkness was comforting. It was cold, yet comforting. Yes, it was deep, with no end, but I liked it. Without the destination, my mind didn't rush to escape or reach anything. It was comforting. I could be like this forever without worrying about anything. Thump, 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 thump. But my heart was impatient, and it really wished for me to wake up. But I can't wake up, I tried explaining to my heart. Thump, 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 thump. But it wouldn't listen. Fine, I will try waking up. But how? Yoo-hoo! Oh no, not this way. Dr. Kotamu! Wake me in any way but this way. Oh god. Okay, that was great. Something shined brightly, something golden that ascended me to wakefulness as my heart desired. Yoo-hoo! Oh look, he is awake! It was then that I realized that the golden shine was coming straight from Molly's golden earrings. Nice, but we are kind of busy around here. What is going on? Oh, nothing. You had a teeny-meeny shock. Oh, did Moonco patch me? Patch me up? Well, there wasn't much patching, except for your burnt hand. I won't recommend using it for a while. That's surprisingly good diagnosis. Aw, thank you. Any lifelong injuries? Nah, mostly your hand burnt a little. Good to know. Where could it be? Where could the potatoes be? Wait. I will find it faster without you screaming down my neck, you fucking idiot. Find it then. What are these two up to now? Hey, by the way. Yes? The puppy's okay and more than healthy. Oh. I had almost forgotten about that little fella. Wait, what do you mean by more than healthy? Nothing. It's just that when you were lying unconscious here dreaming of sexy, sexy me, the papa opened his eyes and started troubling us for food. That is good news. Indeed, it is the best news in my mind. So, are Barney and Moonco searching for food for the dog? Nah, we fed him an hour ago. It's just that Barney suddenly had an idea that we all jived with, and so right now we are all trying to execute it. What were they planning? Wait. Potatoes? Are they trying to do like some electricity thing with potatoes? Hey, who patched me up? Me. Are you serious? Nah, Moonco patched you mostly, but I helped. Not gonna lie, he was a surprisingly good help. You found the potato yet? I am finding it. Well, you must be pretty knowledgeable in first aid. Who taught you that? Your sister? Nah, your grandfather. What? Yeah, I interviewed your grandfather a few years ago for certain things and I learned from there. 3 years ago. Huh. Hold up. Suddenly, Moonco appeared. Did you find the potatoes? Nah, keep shaking your booty to find them. I got something else. Why do I have to find everything? I found the Christmas lights as well. Aren't you supposed to be a regular here? Buddy, I'm not solely responsible for the placement of everything here. There are other employees who fuck their twat here as well. What part of that was a comprehensible sentence? Your mom's a comprehensible sentence.
Ooh, got him.
Yes, very mature. Can't believe I'm stuck here of all places. Eee. Oh. Looks like you saw a rat again.
Am I dreaming?
A soft punch landed on my head. That didn't sound soft. Are you dreaming now?
Ow. So, you wish to say something?
Yeah, you said that you interviewed him 3 years ago, right?
That is correct.
Well, Under the Penis came out 2 years ago, and it had a doctor character by the name of Shino who patched up a similar shock victim in a very similar condition. He also healed people from cuts, bruises and burns. Though, out of all the realistically depicted patches, one thing stood out the most to me. Well,
Where was he going with this?
whenever he patched someone up, he would say, "All up in the good old alley, eh?" Zaru, do you remember who used to say that a lot?
Is it his grandpa? Is Ollie the author of all the books? I was wondering a little bit there before as well, when you was taking such an interest in Moonco reading the novel.
Ah. Wait a minute. It was...
Grandpa! Okay, you guys win. I am Monster Boy.
What? Wow.
Hi, fanboy.
Rats! 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 Oh my god. 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 Oh my god.
Am I dying? Because this seems like a dying dream. Okay, calm down.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I love your work so much. Oh my god. Ooh.
Ooh!
Oh yeah, where's my copy of Late Stay Fight? I need you to sign it. Where did I keep it? Where? Where? Oh, you can sign on my nipples if you want.
For the unknowledgeable in Monster Boy's underground debut novel, a little penis forward, a little ass backwards, the protagonist, a homeless alcoholic who becomes a sex slave to a billionaire with BDSM fetishes, in one scene gets the signature of the BDSM driver billionaire as a sign of ownership. It is kind of an iconic moment in the Monster Boy fandom. Of course, the novel ends with the homeless alcoholic breaking off after the billionaire becomes too controlling of his life and dies quietly in an alleyway, having choked on his vomit after too much drinking. The billionaire, on the other hand, gets his life destroyed after a sexual history and a sex tapes with an S, are made public, and is also cheated by his business partner around the same time. This results in him falling to the streets and becoming a homeless drunkard himself. Despite the dark subject matter and the fact that neither of the main characters were particularly good or likable people, and the overall story was filled with irony and tragedy, the fandom always uses the signatures on nipples line as a showcase of their love for the author. Some other time, I believe. It's not like...
Rats! Rats! Rats!
You better help him or he will scream himself to death.
On it.
Well, this is something. So you are the author? Yep. Cool. I got flirted with by a Monster Boy himself. Would make for a great autobiography. Considering how sleep deprived you still look, you can name it Sleepless Night.
Would you keep that in mind? I found it! I found it! You found the potato! I found not just one, but I found not just one fucking potato, I found 2 fucking potatoes. Oh my. Praise the Lord, Moonko, for he found thy potatoes.
Praise him for his glory of finding double of what was asked. Praise him, for the Lord praises his bravery too. I think I have ran out of the what the fucks for the day. Come on, can you walk? Can you wiggle your toe? Yeah, I feel completely fine, except for my fingers. Nobody walks from fingers anyway. Okay, then come. To where though? To the puppy room, of course. You just got a minor shock. That puppy was in a major car accident. Think for your bloody self on who gets the priority. Okay. And so it was. I got up slowly from my bed before all the 3 screamed for me to follow them quickly. None of the motherfuckers ever came forward to say, hey, you were in a shock for a while, let me help you walk. But no, these wormy worm warmers had to run off on their own. Because of fucking course. The puppy welcomed me and the others with the cutest bark on this planet. Hey, why did you turn the lights off? Just wait. Keep your patience. I see, yeah. Okay, you guys splat. Before I can say anything, it happened. It was a simple sight, but for some reason, my eyes remained fixated on it for the rest of the passing moment. 2 potatoes, on them a Christmas light. It should be a goofy sight, but for some reason, I saw no comedy at that moment. Maybe it was the lights illuminating the darkened room, or maybe the eyes of others that shined at that very moment. Whatever it was, it took my breath away. Molly watched it with astonished eyes. Moonko seemed to gain the calmness that he was seeking, and Barney too stood there with a slight smile on his lips, not saying a single thing. The light danced around us, each small bulb changing color on an automated timer. Once it was red, at another time it was green. If you were to look at each and every one of those from a linear perspective, the ones at the corner and then move slowly to the other corner. Okay. The other light bulb, slowly whenever the color changed, it will feel like you are seeing some majestic shiny beast inside, making its slithery movements from one end to the other. A beast whose shape, size and volume remained unknown to us, but one whose shining reflection, whether green or red, depending on your perspective, was only blessed to us from afar. But though afar, it was enough to astonish us for a moment, stop us in our tracks to remind us that life can have a pause button if you want. You might think that everything always keeps going forward, but in reality, you can pause it and find time for yourself to enjoy the many anomalies that are just floating around us. Whether they come in the form of a visual, like these lights, touch, like that of the cold wind that seeped through the window, and even in the form of emotion. Whether it be love or friendship, or just a brief moment of interaction, where 2 lives take hands on one journey. It could be any of those poetic notions, to be honest, but the fact remains, the Christmas lights that I saw that night made my heart feel a joy that I haven't felt in a while. It made me appreciate that I still lived, and made me wish to keep on living. Just so I could see the sight again, and just so I could be with the people whom I like, and experience this wonderful sight just one more time. Alright. This is KDK2 calling KDK13. KDK2 calling KDK13.
I woke up to the tuning of that radio and looked around me to see everyone still asleep around me. I was the only one who had woken up to this radio call. I was sleeping on my chair, so it didn't take me long to reach the radio. Hey, Jared. Good morning. Had a nice night. You woke me up. What happened? Oh, nothing. Maybe you do not wish to be rescued. If you do not, you can tell. I will go back with my team. Jackass. Of course, that was enough to wake me up.
Is that Jaru?
Ma'am?
Just inform, my husband needs my help soon. Apparently my daughter has started Kingdom of Hamsters and they apparently follow monarchical rule. So I need to go home soon to restore democracy.
I will make it quick, ma'am.
Nice boy you are.
It was then that I screamed. Wake up! Wake up! Rescue's here!
Well...
Finally. Huh, that sounds good. We grabbed all our things and then soon moved out of the room. Above the clouds were still grey, and the cold chilly wind gave me flashbacks to not long ago, when I decided to venture out into this land and very tragically, or comically, depending on who you ask, got myself electrocuted. Oi! Jared screamed from a distance. Hey!
Who is that vampire motherfucker?
What? Yeah.
Vampire motherfucker. Come out and play.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yes, allow me to kill you.
Yeah, about that.
What is...
Zaru, we only have a brief 15-second window. Distract the others and Brenda can launch the axe in the air with perfect calculations, so that we can later say that the vampire died by an axe that fell from the sky out of nowhere.
I love trigonometry.
Wait. Come on, fast enough. Do your hula dance again and distract the larger crowd. What's a hula dance? You, don't wanna know. I can live with that. Anyway, I believe Mr. Mooney gave you the news last night. Yeah, I'm grateful you two are finally getting along well. Well, your growing closeness to him kind of brings confidence, especially after you told me about his difficulties last night. I realized that I was treating him rather foolishly and condescendingly. At this point, Jared stood confused with his mouth open, and Brenda Sr., well, her uwu had transformed into an oboe. Oh, come on. What happened? Oh, last night before we went to sleep, Barney declared cleared the confusion. It's safe. It's all safe. The clinic and my license are both safe. How? Apparently, I need to dig some deeper into the license department, because this clinic has been working on approved grounds for 4 years at this point, and yet they weren't informed about it. Jared.exe stopped working. In layman's term, I carry document and hard copy about the clinic/hospital I am going to investigate next, and turns out this clinic is registered for all humanoid and bestial operations. Not doing my homework a day before inspection, and also the fact that the clinic hasn't been renamed to a proper clinic and is still called Kodamu Veterinary, kind of gave me the wrong idea.
So, we don't have to kill you? Sad uwu.
Well, you can give me and Ollie a ride there, I believe.
Hello, how are you doing? I am doing fine. Uwu. Ah, I see. Say, miss, what college you go to? I am not going to any college. I am 45 and married to with a child. Ma'am, truth be told, you don't look a day over 25. Oh, such a cute boy you are.
Not as cute as you, ma'am.
Say, you want to restore democracy?
I am always ready to restore democracy. You want to drive in a separate truck from them. You took the words out of my mouth. Well, is there a pub nearby? All pubs are closed. There are still chances of snowstorm to return, so I would recommend sticking to your hotel room. Huh. At least tell me you have alcohol in the truck. I do. Are you driving? Nah, Marco's driving, and he hates alcohol, so we are good. Great. Let's hop in and drink out our worries, and the fact that you wished to murder me just 5 minutes ago. Let bygones be bygones. Sorry, I have some extra African hookah inside as well, kind of my parents' giving. You wanna pack it down till we high as fuck. You son of a bitch, I am in.
Dr. Kotamu, who will take care of the puppy?
You don't need to worry about that. I'm staying behind until some other doctors and nurses from the day shift show up.
Okay, take care then, and call me sometime. Wowie, what is this about? A puppy?
I will tell you on the way, ma'am. And on that very confused note, all 4 of them seemingly left. And only one stayed behind. Hey. Hey. You wish to get zapped again? Hopefully not. Cool. Cool. Say... For some reason, the words I wished to say next weren't coming out right. Are you free on Monday? I didn't have a shift that day. Yeah, evening would be great. Well then. He stepped a little too close for comfort. I was a little scared. Were we going to kiss? Ow! Don't be late or you will get a fucking headbutt instead of a kiss. Ow. This guy hits... Wait. What? Show up at 7 sharp near Rocco Movie Theater and you will get a free fucking kiss. Limited time offer only. Saying that, for the first time, I saw a genuinely happy smile appear on his face. That smile really was the first time that I properly fell in love for the first time. No matter the snow falling around us or the wind that blew us away, that moment will always be solidified with that smile of his. The end! Okay, going in, I had no idea how long this game would be. It's, I guess a bit longer than I expected, but of course, games are always, of course, longer when you do them in Let's Play form, reading everything. Yeah. Funigami Games, thank you for this free game. Thanks for playing, thanks for making the game. As always, I'll have the game linked down in the description below for you to play for yourself if you want to see the 2 other endings that I assume this has. I'm not sure if there are any like non-romance endings, but yeah. Okay, that was a ride. I'm gonna be honest, a few parts I felt were a bit too over the top in the funny department. Yeah, a bit too much. A bit too much. Other parts genuinely funny. entertaining indeed. And I mean, it's a short, fairly short game, so yeah. Kind of, I don't know if I like that we got to find out some stuff about, well, Ollie at least. Like, we found out he was the author even in this route, so to say. Route, whatever. Well, but it fit with Moonco being fan, so yeah. So it would be interesting to see what else we uncover about the other two characters, but this is it from my side. Yeah, enjoyed it for what it was, just a bit too much in some regards, but I believe as it was part of a game jam, I think you also only have a limited time to make a game, and for that it's well-rounded enough. Like, yeah, works well with the story. Yeah, I think there were still some typos, and yeah, I stumbled over those a bit. Stuff that's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. Don't know if there's any time to do any further proofreading on that. Technically went well, and yeah, I suppose that is it. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know which of the guys you would have went for. And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.